Now, just as we found out present value and future value of irregular cash flows, let's find out rate of irregular cash flows. In this question, we have an insurance policy that requires to be invested 50,000 per annum for 5 years. And then it pays to promise rupees 4 lakh on maturity, which is after 10 years. So what rate of return is the policy offering? Can we find this out by using rate function? Let's see. If you were to use rate function is equal to rate, what n per should I put here? Should I put n per 10, which is the policy tenure, or should I put n per 5, which is the investment tenure? Right? Because when I put n per as 10, that will mean that investment of 50,000 has happened for all 10 years. But if I put n per as 5, which is the number of years for which investment has happened, that will also mean that I am getting my maturity after 5 years. Neither of them is true. Right? So rate function has a limitation. It can't give you solutions where you don't have your values in form of PV, FE and PMT. In this case, 50,000 per annum, you can call it as a PMT, but only for 5 years. From 10 years perspective, you have 50,000 per annum invested in 5 years and not invested in next 5 years. In questions like this, we can use another important function which is called as IRR. IRR stands for internal rate of return. It also gives out rate just as rate function does. Okay, but the reason why we call it as IRR, because you don't require n per in this, you only require cash flows. So we put the cash flows, and internally whatever cash flow inflow and outflow is happening, based on that this function will calculate rate for us. Okay, let's try it out here. So first step in calculating IRR is that we have to put up cash flows. Cash flow starting from 0, because I am going to make my investments at the beginning of the year. So because I want things in ascending order, let us put 0 and 1 and then drag them downwards till 10, because maturity, which is after 10 years. Now you will notice that actually the number of cash flows will be 11, because you start from 0, which is where you start investing 50,000. So you put minus 50,000 over here, and this amount is also put at beginning of year 2, beginning of year 3, beginning of year 4 and beginning of year 5. So beginning of year 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5, which is represented by 0 to 4 on our Excel sheet. And after that nothing really happens in next few years, so we will put a 0 over there. We can't leave them blank, we need to put this 0. So we put 0 in the columns where no cash flows are happening, and lastly rupees 4 lakh comes in, so there will be a positive value. Right, so we have just done the most important thing or part of the IRR calculation. Once your cash flows are put up, calculating IRR is the simplest thing that you can actually do. All you need to do is type is equal to IRR, open the bracket and choose all the cash flows. Right, here we are done. So the rate of return comes to 6.01%. That is what is being offered on this policy. Right, so for further clarity, let me show you one more question. Let's solve one more question together. So here we have another question. An investment plan requires you to invest rupees 5 lakh lump sum In return, the investor is promised what? The investor is promised 8 installments of rupees 1 lakh per annum. Right? So, beginning of year 1, which is at point 0, we are going to invest 5 lakh rupees minus 5 lakh because that's an cash outflow. And then from there on, from third year to 8th year, because your cash flows will start from third year to 10th year, we have 1 lakh rupees per annum coming into us. So that's 1 lakh. And copy pasted right till end. So these are our cash flows which we have plotted from the question. 5 lakh rupees cash outflow shown as negative at point 0 because that is invested at beginning of year 1. Remember, whenever no information is given regarding investment, we will always assume investment being made at beginning of the year. Right? So again we have a 10-year plan here. So in the 10-year plan we will have 11 cash flows. Right? Because the first cash flow will start from beginning of year 1, whereas the last cash flow will happen at the end of 10 years. We notice we have couple of blanks here in between. So remember, blanks need to be filled up with 0. You can't leave the blanks as blank. It won't give you the right answer. Now let's click anywhere and all you need to do is type IRR. Remember, the important part in IRR question is to get your cash flow right. Once you get your cash flow right, you have got your IRR right, because it's very simple to do the actual calculation. Is equal to IRR. All you need to do is put in all the values. Right, so you put in all these values and close the bracket and press enter. You get 8%. Remember, many a times when you find 8 rate, it is rounded off. Similarly, IRR also gives you rates, so that is also rounded off. You need to increase the decimals up to 2 decimal points, and here we have our answer, which is 7.74%. Right, so that's IRR for you, one of the most useful functions to calculate a rate of return being offered by any plan that you may actually come across.